the end of America. I've been saying to people, silver is still 50% its all-time high. Of $50 is 25 bucks. But the question is, if a can of tuna hits 25 bucks, what does silver go to? And that's what I'm concerned about. But it gets worse. It just gets worse. Well, there's a guy, Jordan Peterson, he's a Canadian, and he talks about, he says, you think tough men are dangerous, and Trump was a tough man. But he says, watch what weak men will do. And this guy Biden is the worst I have ever seen. Man is senile. And today what's happening is Russia and China are now ganging up on the U.S. It's really a dangerous world right now. It's getting worse. I was a bit optimistic. But now we have the weakest, most corrupt government. You know, what happened to Hunter Biden's laptop? If the FBI loses his laptop, there's something really sick inside this country. And so that's kind of what I gauge all my macroeconomics on is, where is Hunter Biden's laptop?
Where's Hunter?
Okay, he can be hard to take serious sometimes. But
Yeah.
it's Jordan Peterson's quote that he references to is, I think, a very accurate statement.
It's scary.
Yeah, and it's like he says a weak man is scarier.
Yeah.
And it's becoming like very clear among, world leaders who gets taken advantage of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no one really seriously takes Biden seriously. No one seriously takes Trudeau seriously. Here we are.
Yeah.
It was intriguing to me, like, as much as he was nuts, that's kind of what helped America was Trump in that way, where, it kept, international issues at bay. As soon as Trump's gone, everything starts hitting the fan on a world level. And it's like, because now they can.
And it's like Biden, it's like he didn't have enough chaos with China and Russia. So then he pulled out of Afghanistan. It wasn't enough. He had to do something else on the international level that was just wild.
So I think, in fairness, so the Afghanistan thing was signed by Trump and brokered by Trump, and just the date fell during Biden's presidency. It's just the way that Biden pulled out in the worst way he possibly could have.
So that's what I mean.
That's
what I mean is that is not the way that was supposed to go down.
Right. I got you.
Because it was like fly by night. One day, like, there were people clinging to airplanes.
Yeah.
That was not the original plan.
Right.
So it's like the way it happened obviously leaves an effect on the world. And it was just so strange. Like, why would you do it that way when tensions are already high with two of the biggest, essentially, rivals to America, who have openly said they will support each other against the West?
Here we are.
Yeah.
And they can push Biden around, do whatever they want to him. Like, what are you going to do?
Right.
Like,
and Trump would have told them. And listen, there was really not much Trump did I loved. But Trump would have told them where to go and how to get there about that.
Well, I mean, did you hear about the, I'm actually like 95%. This was initially came out and no one really knew if it was like, it's just hearsay.
Yeah.
But then eventually it turned out it was verified that this happened. It was a conversation Trump had with Putin. And it says, he's like, if you even touch Ukraine, I will bomb Moscow.
Yeah.
Straight up. And it's like, is that like a guy with like Trump? Do you want to play that game with him? Like, the guy's off his rocker.
And he was speaking, is his name al-Baghdad? Is that I can't remember. It's the leader of some political party in the Middle East.
Okay.
Who obviously Trump was trying to intimidate. And basically he said, well, what are you going to do? And Trump sent him a picture of his house. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
Like, presidents don't do that.
Right.
But there was never an issue.
Yeah. There was peace at the world level, at least in the West, and like stuff between Russia and like among the superpowers, there was peace, I should say. It's a whole other issue on the other side of the world. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah.
Interesting.
But as soon as Trump goes, now Putin's like, yeah, I'm going to start establishing soldiers at the border.
Yeah.
We're going to cross over.
Yeah, Ukraine? I like that.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah. I think we're going to take it now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's game on.
Because, I mean, well, like you said, Trump said, if you so much as touch, we're bombing Moscow. That would prevent someone from touching it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd do something about it. Man.
But when you've got Joe Biden, who's like a dementia patient on stage, like let out of the hospital,
Come on, man.
it's like, what's going on? It's so hard to take him seriously. Like, did you see him? Wasn't he like going to high five or handshake someone who wasn't even there?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? He's signing things into law, and he doesn't know who's behind him.
True.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you got to realize that the U.S. is a military power.
Yeah.
That is essentially that's
they are war.
They are war. And when Trump was sitting at the top of that, anything he said, he would act on, which is why, it works. He worked as a leader in the U.S. because, he had the power and he would act on it. Biden says things that he doesn't even understand.
Yep.
The White House has to like walk it back every day.
So like you can't have someone who, doesn't really understand what they're doing on a day-to-day basis in control of essentially a nuclear powerhouse that the US could be.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but that's like the point. I love the point, the story you brought up with him, like trying to shake hands with someone who wasn't there. Or the worst one I think of yet was when he was at a Democratic event, and he was asking about a Democratic representative who was dead.
Oh.
He's like, "Where's so and so?" And there's like, next thing. And they kind of just moved him along, and I was like, "Dude, like, are you kidding me?" And like it's so funny watching like the White House press secretary try to like just hip and hop around all of it. Like, well, they were close, and he knew she was dead. He was just talking about it in the past tense. He's like, no, he didn't, and it's a good time.
He's like a PR nightmare.
Yeah. So that's where things are at.